About 71% of the Earth is water, but when concentrated into one area it forms an 860 miles wide sphere. The findings come from a recently updated map created by the US Geological Survey to show what it looks like if all the water on the planet is condensed into a sphere over the US. The sphere for fresh liquid water would be 169.5 miles in diameter, and freshwater lakes and rivers make a tiny 34.9 miles bubble. Although the larger sphere that makes up the globe's water is small in comparison with the rest of the planet, it would cause a 107-mile deep flood in the US if it burst. And even though more than half of the planet is covered with water, the oceans account for 96.5% of all Earth's water, which only leaves 2.5% of it drinkable. Which is represented in the two smaller spheres, but a majority of it is frozen glaciers and ice caps, and just about a third is actually groundwater, leaving just 1.2% of readily available water. The smaller sphere, which would be the size of Kentucky, is liquid, fresh water in groundwater, swamp water, rivers, and lakes. According to USGS, the volume of the sphere would be about 2.5 million cubic miles. The tiniest bubble would hover over Atlanta, Georgia, and represent fresh water in lakes and rivers, where humans get a majority of their water. The volume of the sphere is 22,339 cubic miles. In December 2015, a NASA and National Science Foundation funded study looked at lakes totaling more than half of the world's freshwater supply. Using more than 25 years of satellite temperature data and ground measurements of 235 lakes on 6 continents, this study, the largest of its kind, found lakes are warming an average of 0.61 degrees Fahrenheit, 0.34 degrees Celsius, each decade. Water temperature influences a host of its other properties critical to the health and viability of ecosystems. When temperatures swing quickly and widely from the norm, life forms in a lake can change dramatically and even disappear. Since only a small amount of water is readily available, the World Wildlife Organization predicts by 2025 2/3 of the world's population may be affected by water shortages. Today, some 1.1 billion people already lack access to water, and a total of 2.7 billion have issues accessing water at least one month out of the year.